I would like to be the first to welcome you to my office. I really appreciate the fact that you've chosen my office as a participant in the journey toward better health. What I'd like to do is explain to you the process that we're going to be going through. We're going to do some special testing on you that you may have never had done before. This is going to allow us to be able to look fully into the health in order to make some better recommendations for you. And in my office, the whole idea here is to move you toward a level of health that you may have never experienced before. We're going to be going through a series of 3 different tests. And in these tests, we're going to be measuring your autonomic nervous system. And that's a part, of course, that's automatic, and it's the part that runs your breathing, your heart, your blood pressure, and all the things that you don't have to think about. And so it's very, very important that we understand how well this system's functioning. We realize that the body is a battery, and we're hoping it's an ever-ready battery. And this battery, 90% of this energy goes to keep you balanced against the spin of gravity. Now, if you don't realize how much force is on you, trip and see how long it takes gravity to take over and hit the ground. It's putting a lot of pressure on you, but you don't realize it on a day-to-day basis how much energy you're using to stay erect, to walk, to sit, and to function in the way you normally do. So that leaves only 10% of your body's energy to run the autonomic nervous system. And that's the part that we're going to measure and may never been measured for you before. And so the process of measuring this 10% is going to involve 3 different tests. And these 3 different tests are going to measure this flow of energy. And let me explain exactly what it is that we're going to do. I'm going to draw on a board and to illustrate exactly what it is that we're going to be testing and measuring with the tests that we're going to do. Your nervous system, we would consider that to be a line of energy. Let's talk about how the rest of life works. We have what we call external stress. External stress comes in 3 different forms. Physical, chemical, and emotional. Our body was designed with something to fight that. We call that internal resistance. Internal resistance comes in 3 different forms for you. Your immune system, which most people are aware of. Your skeletal structure, which means your bones, and we realize that has to keep us upright against the force of gravity. Our muscular system, which are the muscles that attach to that, and is part of our internal resistance. Now what happens is that there's this area called the general adaptive principle. We've narrowed it down to call it the gap. It's the space between our external stress and our internal resistance. That's what we want to measure. And this is a true measurement of your health, and it's your adaptability to stress. Stress is never going to go away. But let's figure out where you are, what's going on, and what we can do to make those changes for you. As we do this and look at this, as long as stress stays inside the gap, we're doing good. But if it gets outside the gap on either side, what happens? Our gap narrows. And that, of course, is where we start to have symptoms. And that may be part of why you're here. And so it's important that we check that for you and make sure that in this office we're very thorough and do the things that need to be done in order to bring you to a better level. Now I would like to thank you again for being here. And in a few minutes, one of my staff's going to come and get you, and we're going to be going through this testing process for you. And then tomorrow, or the next time I see you, we're going to be sitting down and looking at these results and finding out a little bit more about how this new journey for you toward better health is going to work excellent.